a beard.
He's had a beard before, hasn't he?
Not like that. Not like he did on this movie. All right, SmackDown. Not really much of note here, except it was a god-fucking-awful go-home show again.
This seemed deliberately designed to entertain you, but also make you not want to watch the Royal Rumble.
They had Dolph get RKO'd by Randy to look like a complete geek. Then they had a main event with Miz and Dolph against Edge and Orton. And, of course, Edge pinned Dolph to set up the match at the pay-per-view.
Where he pinned Dolph again?
This was just so ridiculously stupid. It's like they were trying to do a contest to see if they could do the absolute worst build in all of history for a challenger. And, well, they won. Layla lay cool against Kelly and Caitlyn. Caitlyn looked horrendous in the ring.
Yeah.
God bless her, she looked horrible.
That was actually the spot here. The baby faces attacked the heels from behind in the aisleway. So they jumped them from behind, they knocked them down, they're beating them up. And then at a random point, Michelle just stops selling. She stands up, walks over to Kelly, pulls her off for Layla and says, "Get off her!" And then tends to Layla, and they started beating her up again. Odd.
The Drew Kelly storyline continued before ending abruptly on Sunday, or at least taking a hiatus, when Kelly was upset at Drew for being aggressive. At which point the teacher asked, and I quote, "Does she want Drew to be passive?" Her character comes off as a bitch, as a girl who is far too high maintenance and far more trouble than she's worth.
Yes, and it appeared here that Drew had learned this, because he would not make eye contact with her throughout the match. And then when she got in the ring to, I don't know if celebrate with him or congratulate him, we don't know, because Drew immediately left and did not look back.
And then...
Good for him!
Then that was too much for her.
Yes.
All of a sudden he didn't want her anymore, and then she wanted him. I guess.
I don't know.
Went off a cliff on Sunday.
You were asking the wrong person.
We had Cody doing his promo, talking about how Ray had broken his face.
You can't call this a promo. Cody Rhodes delivered the longest monologue in the history of theater. He went on and on and on and on about surgery and a deviated septum and broken nose and how he wasn't dashing. All, by the way, with his back to the camera.
I thought this was pretty good.
His delivery was great. It just went on. I could not believe it.
It wasn't that long.
It was pretty goddamn long.
It went like a minute and a half.
No. This had to have been...
Really? You want me to go find it?
Yes.
All right.
We'll time this goddamn thing.
All right. I'll bet you anything this went no longer than 90 seconds.
I will bet at least 3 minutes.
Really? 3 minutes?
Yes. And it felt longer. That's a conservative bet.
What day was this?
Friday.
No shit, fucker. A date.
I don't know. Should I check?
28. Let's see what we got here. 128. Friday Night Smackdown. They're going to make me listen to a fucking ad. Pisses me off. All right, while we're doing that...
Edge did a promo where he could not remember the Corps' names.
That was annoying. Turn that shit down for a second.
We had Alberto backstage. He said hello to Michael Tarver, who then just walked away. Michael Tarver's job at this point, everyone, is to travel the nation to hang out backstage in his street clothes. Can't decide if that's terrible or if I should be jealous of him.
Here we go. Cody Rhodes no longer dashing.
You got a timer?
Oh.
Cody, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you about the injury you sustained last week.
It's less than 3 minutes, I think.
Go ahead.
It starts at the 10-second mark.
The camera, this live interview.
And,
That's enough.
it's 3 minutes long.
All right.
Aha!
Thank you very much, Cody.
Yeah, it's even better than I thought then that he went 3 minutes and I wasn't bored.
I was bored.
Fine job, Cody. Fine job. Still a shit gimmick. Hopefully it's over now.
So Alberto came out to do a deal where he wanted to do a Royal He wanted to do a Royal Rumble exhibition.
He wanted a Royal Rumble with geeks.
Yeah. And the geeks would come out. For example, the first one was Seth Allen, which is a great name for a geek, by the way. And Striker.
Like Nick Allen?
What's that?
Nick Allen?
Is that someone we know? I don't know who that is. Yes. He's a geek.
Oh.
Isn't that Nikki Sixx?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. So, Stryker very casually and very matter-of-factly explains that Seth Allen is a former Western States Heritage Champion. That's a phenomenal wrestling in joke. For those of you who are under the age of like 25, maybe even 30, in the dying days of the UWF, they introduced the Western States Heritage Championship.
I'm sure there's still a Western State Heritage Champion, and I'll bet he might be it.
I bet not.
Must I
Possible.
find out?
I could be wrong. But, so there's a funny line that you could have just left there, but Michael Cole was actually appalled at Stryker and said, "How do you know that?" Well, you see, first of all, I assume he was bullshitting, and you as the play-by-play announcer should really just play along then. If he's not bullshitting, then he knows because he did research, which is part of the job when you are on television talking about anything. I hate Michael Cole. I fucking hate Michael Cole.
Title history of the NWA Western States Heritage Championship. First champion was Barry Windham.
I stand corrected then. It was not in the UWF. It was around the time they merged.
Who defeated Black Bart.
Prestige from the get-go.
Then Larry Zbyszko won the title at Bunkhouse Stampede, and then the title retired.
There you go.
Fabulous.
So maybe Seth Allen bought it at Larry Zbyszko's garage sale. The next guy was the Brass Knuckles champion. That was awesome. As if there's a lot of Brass Knuckles matches being held in 2011. So then the third entrant, I guess fourth if you count Alberto, but Kane came out, and I was hoping Stryker in the exact same tone would just say, "Kane, a former world heavyweight champion." But no, they were all just impressed. And they fought a little bit. Kofi ran out and attacked them both. They were going to kill him when Ray came out to save, and it led to a tag match. We had Kane and Alberto versus Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio. They had a very, very basic, very, very good tag match. It went a long time, so long they did two hot tags, but they built each hot tag up well enough that the crowd was into both of them. It was, you know how we talk about how...
there is, in fact, a Lords of Pain Western States Heritage Championship.
That's tremendous.
Had to have been where Stryker
It's
got
not
it.
Western States. It's Lords of Pain.
Yeah.
That's comedy. You know how we talk about how we make fun of them for saying guys have to learn how to work when they've been wrestling for like 10 years? There was a bit here where Alberto was on the apron waiting for a tag, and the ref told him to come over and said, other side, and he moved to the other side, and then nothing happened. So apparently they're just very concerned, and it's not an invalid concern, but they're very concerned about the heels in particular standing in the corner waiting for the tag, and they stand on the side of the ring where they are blocking some of the action from the hard camera.
Of course.
That I was intrigued by that. Other than that, the match was totally very, very simple. Alberto and Kane by the end could not get along, so Kane booted him in the face and walked out, and the Faces hit a couple of double teams, and they pinned him. This was a giant thumbs up. Best thing I saw all night, actually. Big Show came out for a promo. He appears to have shaved his entire head, including his eyebrows. I actually had to look up pictures of Big Show to confirm that this was new, and he had not been shaving his eyebrows for a long time. I just now noticed. No, he shaved his eyebrows.
My God, there was in 1998, October 29th, this would have been shortly after my debut, so I wasn't able to compete in the Luthez International Champion of Champions finals in the Northwest with the Grappler and they're claiming an NEWA pay-per-view, Halloween Hell 98,
What?
which I find hard to believe.
Yes.
But it claims that on this show, other Pacific Northwest wrestlers that will be on the show include, I presume this is Pacific Northwest, Western States Heritage Champion Gary Brown.
And his band of renown?
That's just all it says. Gary Brown was the Western States Heritage Champion. How about that? There you go,
What an
everyone.
educational show this turned out to be.
Really is. I'm going to keep looking for more.
So Big Show came out. He said, and I quote, "Hi." He, as noted, shaved his eyebrows. He showed clips of Core beating him up from last week, and they came back after the clips, and he's cutting this very serious promo, talking about how they made him angry, and you shouldn't make him angry. Meanwhile, Michael Cole is cracking jokes, saying, "Oh, they hurt his feelings. Oh, he's sensitive." Michael Cole turned this whole goddamn thing into a joke. He turned Show into a joke. He turned Smackdown into a joke. And therefore, he made Core a joke because they're feuding with this guy. Bobby Heenan would make fun of babyfaces all the time, but he had the sense to wait until the promo was over. He would offer a rebuttal, but while Hacksaw Duggan was ranting and raving, or Coco Beware, or Tito Santana, or whatever, he would let them just shut up and talk, or he would shut up and let them talk. Cole doesn't get it.
Of course not. He's an idiot.
He's getting worse. He's devolving.
All right, let's get this show moving.
Core did come out. Heath Slater tried to wrestle Show. He was quickly killed. It broke down into a brawl, and then a bunch of geeks ran out, including Daniel Bryan. Why was he there?
Because everyone's on every show.
I guess so. For no reason. And then the main event. Rated RKO reuniting to face Dolph Ziggler and Miz. They went to a commercial in the middle of Randy Orton's comeback. That made me laugh. I don't think Edge even tagged into this until the finish. He got the hot tag, and then he just pinned Dolph with a spear. That's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. So Vicky announced the spear was illegal until further notice. So Edge speared him off the apron, and then he cut a pair of spears on the floor. Somehow the director knew he was done, and they played his song, and that was the end of the show. That was the end of the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. The challenger being pounded into the earth like a tent peg.
Yeah, like a geek.
Like a complete geek.
All right.
Also, the champion and the challenger in the other match disappearing. That did suck.
Couldn't seem to find any other examples of a Western States heritage champion, so I guess it would be one of those individuals. I figured they'd be all over the Midwest. Various just Western States heritage champions. Maybe that's what I'll rename the Texarkana title. The Pacific Northwest States Heritage Championship.
It's a good
Pacific
plan.
Northwestern States Heritage Championship. All right, let's play another song, and then we'll talk about some AAA. Seriously, AAA. Here we go.